It's not the community who think they got to go to heaven. No, only as African. We live in a condition which is not good, but always we are waiting to go to heaven. Why? There is no way a white person, he could have told us there's going to be a heaven, and then he tried to send us there. There's no way he's going to send us a good place. Love your neighbor as yourself. When you have all those two, your life change completely.
And most of these religions, that's what they teach. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Welcome back to the Rabasha Family Podcast. Now we're here with another special episode. By the way, you guys have never seen a more drippy father and son together. Drippy as usual, fashion sense. You guys know how it is. Link in the description for more options. So we have come here with another episode. You know, I think having these conversations with my father, we have a lot of these off camera. We talk, we discuss about life. We're present in the moment. And so I really believe things that we're learning and experiencing in our everyday lives are important for us to share, because we're all connected. We're all human beings living this amazing experience, and anyone and everyone has something to say and can impart some knowledge and some value to someone else's life. So Dad, having said all that, welcome back to another show.
Yeah, thank you again. So excited to come, and we can always share our experience, and that's what we wish to everyone, each of us in our community, our friends, our relatives. So we bring the story, we share, and we tell other people our experience.
Amen. So what do you want to talk about today?
Yeah, today we just go to talk about our general lifestyle, and especially what I could say maybe as a diaspora or Africans, and the complex, inferiority complex, we have it during amongst to other communities. So I discovered, so when I've been in Australia nearly 25 years, and I used to have that inferiority complex. And what that means is just to fear to go somewhere, and you're walking somewhere, you feel, you are not welcome, everything there, and everything, somebody asks you where you're coming from, Africa, everything we say Africa is just about negative, and even you can't even try to say anything good where you're coming from. Everything is just negative, and wherever you live, everything they're going to think, well, why do you live that place? You should believe in the West or something like that. So that personal inferiority, and also it comes to our children. So you grow up as kids young, from the age, when you are young, you're happy, but when you get older, you start also feeling that inferiority complex, and especially if you can't get something wherever you want, and also realize most kids, especially when you are young, and most get in trouble also in the school because you feel inferiority complex, and then you try to fit in the group peers, and then you get in troubles. And then again, when you go to teenagers, 15 or 19, also that inferiority complex again comes again to do things, working, getting the jobs. Yes.
Why do you think that inferiority complex is there? Because my question is it because when we go somewhere and it's like we look around and no one else looks like us, so we feel shy? Because I remember when I was in school, when I used to see no one look like me or anything, but not only that, then I'm shy to even say where I'm from. Oh, where are you from? Oh, Africa. Then you feel that, you don't even want to say it. And it's crazy when I think about it.
Yes, it's like, especially when you're young, you feel you're not fitting, you feel embarrassment because everybody keep seeing you there, and because you just come, they say, oh, you are lucky to be here. See, so that the question always they keep telling you, oh, you are lucky to be here. So how did you come here? See, when you are colored person, when you are black, is what they ask you that question. But you could be white immigrant from Macedonia or like anywhere, but no one is going to ask you that when they sees you. Say, oh, where are you from? See, but for us, always they have to be like that, where you're coming from. And again, straight away, it's just poor. It is nothing things they go to say about Africa. But you see, it's how we feel ourselves. See, because again, when you are coming, we immigrant here because for say looking the job, looking good opportunity. So that is also, it's just feel because where you're coming from, so you can't get that opportunity. So while you have to come to Australia to have a good life, so why you can't get a good life where you live? See, so that is another question. Is because we live because of fear. Why do you leave your country to come to live in Australia? And we say always we are looking the good opportunity. So why we can't get this good opportunity back home? See, that's a question we should sometimes ask ourselves.
Yeah, but like, for example, even just the fact that I have an Australian passport, that is so valuable. I can, that's such a valuable tool for me to have. So yeah, but that's more opportunity.
But do you feel that you're Australian like anyone else?
Yeah.
And yes.
I mean, I've been raised here my whole life.
Yes. But some people, they could have a passport, but they don't feel they don't belong here. It's in your mind. They say, oh, they don't belong here. So if somebody asks you, where are you from? Where do you say? You say Africa. You don't say I live from Kogra.
Yeah, because when someone asks me that question, I say originally I'm from Kenya and Rwanda, but I say originally because that's what they're asking. They're not asking where do I live. When you say where are you from, where are your origins? If I ask another person where are you from, you're not the only Australians are Aboriginals. Yes. But you see, they're not going to say I'm from, even if maybe they're 3-4 generations here, they're not going to say, oh, my great-grandparents come from Australia, from Ireland. They'll say they're Australian.
There is no other person they ask you where you're from, only the black people.
No, but what about like an Indian or... But do they ask that? They already know maybe. What about like, for example, an Asian person or Indian?
Yeah, maybe Chinese also they do.
Like, where are you from? But do you think they ask where are you from or they already know? Or you think they ask?
Yeah, especially when you say Asian, always you have to think it's China. It could be Korean.
Japanese.
It could be Japanese. Yeah, but we see again, it's what we try to say here. We can't generalize the community, but it's that what you feel in yourself. Always, I never used to feel this is my country. This is a place where I can have everything I want, where I can... You could have everything, but deep in your mind, you feel somebody you are from somewhere else. You feel everything there. You're looking around. You're looking everything there, and this is your place. This is everything. You have it, but you live that period of times not having that comfort. But it was for me. Maybe other people they have, but for me always I used to feel that inferiority complex. I go places there. I could look a place. And I say, no, I can't enter there. Because maybe the way it is, like a shop, I pass there, look, and then I continue. I didn't want to go in.
Really?
Yes. So I was wondering those things, why it was like that. So it's happened. Maybe again also because that times maybe my language wasn't that clear a little bit or something. See, always you had to feel why I was like that, why I had that inferiority complex in me. Walking on the street in Sydney or entering a place where, everybody could look at me like that. See, but the other people who have confidence, they just don't do it. Yeah.
Do you think the inferiority complex derives from you being African? And when I say that, the image that people have of Africa, are you thinking, of what they may be thinking of you being from Africa?
So like culturally, so what I realize, people, there's something always, as from African people say, so if you want to do some things good, you do good, you start doing a walking exercise and you start thinking you believe, people say, oh, you want to be like white. Have anyone tell you that? So which somebody when you tell you, oh, you want to be white, it's me, you want to do the right thing. So why do we need to compare always with the other ones? See? Or always it's something you do good, so they have to compare to the other communities. See? So, but it's not that things, because you are scared, you're scared to change your belief, what you call your culture. See, I can't change it. Like, for example, it's the same. What example I can give you? Like now, when I went to Kenya, we were arguing about paying dowries or doing all those kind of things there. They say, oh, you become white. See, when you bring a view which is against the culture or against the men's traditions, so they say, oh, you want to be white. But it's not that the case.
So you're against paying dowry?
No, not I'm against that. But if a child, he doesn't want that, if your daughter or your son doesn't want to do that, they should be not force them to do that.
Okay.
Yes, because also that brings like ownership. That's traditions. See? Yes, that is main traditions. So Africans, they put their traditions to gain everything there. So that money goes to the parents or something there. Why is that? See, but if the daughter say, I don't want to do that, you can give her free of mind to do that.
So when you were in Africa back home and you guys were having this discussion and you were saying it shouldn't be forced, but people were against that. What were their reasons for saying that dowry should be there?
Yes, so if your daughter say, I don't want to do that, just agree with her.
But
it doesn't need to be that culture have to be masked.
But they were saying, no, it has to be maintained.
Yes.
So that was the argument.
Yes.
So then they're saying, so do you think maybe they're saying you're becoming white because it's like you're not upkeeping with the tradition, you're there?
Yes. So, but that was say it's just mindset.
Hey, I have fantastic news for you. The Rabasha Family Podcast is proud to announce that we have partnered with WorldRemit. Now, as a diaspora family, African Australian, we have our loved ones back home. We want to feel connected with our people, whether we're sending money back home to create our family legacy, building generational wealth, or we're connecting with our loved ones, birthday parties, whatever the situations is. We always want efficient and effective ways for us to be able to send money directly, straight away for the people that we love or the projects that we're funding. So we have some fantastic news for you. For the link in the description, it's going to sign you up with WorldRemit. And not only that, even better news, guys, watch this. Once you send over $100, you will have $15 put into your WorldRemit account immediately. So make sure when you click the link in the description, it's going to take you to sign up with WorldRemit. Not only that, it's going to ask you to use a referral code. You punch in that referral code and that will give you $15 as soon as you send over 100. Now back to the video. So when we talk about this topic of dowry, and when you went back to Africa, I want to talk about that experience a little bit quick, because as you said, post-COVID, you went through a mindset change. So now with new information, you go through a mindset change, which is a renewal of the mind, which leads to different actions and just the way you carry yourself. So you go back to Kenya with this mindset. What were some of the other barriers or things that people would say or notice about these type of topics and discussions when it comes to our tradition and just the way things are, especially with religion? I think that was a good topic with the way you're thinking now. How is that?
Yes, so the way I'm thinking about which they changed to me is just to start from the regionals, and also to start from our history as African. So I've been changing my mind. Now I realize that as Africans, we are only community in the whole world which we already surrendered how our ancestors pray to their God. We really forgot completely. And we are only who lose our traditional names. We lose our African names. We took other community names. So, and that is where everything started. We lose it and we change it completely. Now it become again because of two religions. It was Christianity and Islam. and they are too powerful to believe, and which they came in the times in the African mind, or also even called black people in America. So the time of the slavery trade, so they lost their name and they lost their belief completely. And then they came to Africa through colonialism. We lost our name, and then we lost our belief and how our great-parents were worship their God. So that things he created supremacy to the other community against Africans. That is the consequence we are living in. So that is the foundation. That is where they started everything you see around the world. How Africans or black people have been treated is that inferiority. And as creating inferiority, somebody come and they tell you what he has, how he believes, it's the right way. Yours is not her way. But when you look at the communities, the Chinese continue their belief. The Indian continue their Buddha. They continue their names. They continue everything there. Only us. It's us who have been changing our mind. That is inferiority. That is everybody put us down. That is the key for how people they mistreat us. That is only the way things are. And that is why you see now in the youth or Africans or anything, the one who become Muslim, follow Islam, they are so fanatic,
Passionate.
and the one who have become Christians, African, they become so passionate about their belief. It's the same as us. No, we Christian, they completely wiped out our belief. Now, as African person, you be identified as a Christians or as Islam. And we know that is not our belief. And we know it. We know it for generation. We talk, people went to school, people went to do things there. But no one come to discuss, guys, this is not ours.
Why do you think Islam and Christianity have done so well? What did they do to get this ingrained in, because like you said, in Africa, it's either Islam or Christianity. And like people are passionate. This is the way of life, And I think even when it comes to the African traditions or the way they address their spirituality, it's seen as voodoo or those things are bad. Like it's a negative image on maybe the way our people have connected spiritually. So what are your thoughts? What have they done so well?
So they done so well through the education. See? So they had education before us. So when they bring the education, it was included their religions. So kids to go to school, so it's well to go to school, and then also the Christianity there. They had a Muslim there, they go to the mosque there, and then they go to school. So that is where they went through our mind.
From the young ages.
From the young ages. So that is, the supremacy was just through education. Because when they came to Africa, we didn't have that same education. But through that education, it's where now the Christianity, the one who did first, and then also the Muslims see, there are people who don't know where to believe. Let's also go there. So that's how they came there. It was competitions. See, because other fight, the Christianity and the Muslim, they fight for long. They fight, but us, they just run over us, and then we change and completely everything there. So that is everything there. But through the churches and through the mind of parents,
the masses,
the mind of parents who are changed, who are believe, is just keep putting their children, this is how it is, this is how it is, this is how it is.
You know what's interesting when it comes to, let's say, Islam, Christianity, or anything else on that matter? It's so interesting when you go through life and you realize we are all conditioned. As I said, from the prime ages, from 1 to 7, your environment, your external environment, your parents, your home, where you go, where you surround yourself, that conditions your beliefs, the way you think about life, the way you carry yourself. So can you imagine, it makes so much sense that a lot of these thoughts, they're not even mine. my whole life I've grown up in a Christian household, gone to church, around the parents, things that I've heard, so those 98% of the beliefs come from that. So a lot of the times we're defending thoughts and beliefs that they're not even ours.
Yes.
They're not even ours. Yes,
It's not ours at all.
they're not your thoughts. It's what you've been conditioned by. And then because it's so ingrained and conditioned in you, but you'll be like, no, I've seen it work. I've seen it work in my life. I've prayed, and fair enough, you may have your experiences. It's true. I can't take that back, but it's just like, that is so powerful that's where it's all coming from. You could have been born in a different entire family and you'd be in a different thoughts or different environment.
So, and another things now, what you see, they teach us that they given us for long, long times. So now as we grow, we are more educated, we are exposure, we travel, we see around the world, and we still, now, we can't discuss it. We're still scared to go back to discuss about it, this belief, or everything, because it become our traditions. But we can't even discuss, this is right, or this is wrong, or this thing here. Because our mind, they say, there is no other belief you should believe at all. And you wonder why. That is the question. But other hands, the other community, they can still question it. They can still look something else. But as our mind, you can't believe anything else. This is how it is, and this is how it should be living.
Even for you to question is like...
Yes, to question is a war.
Yeah.
To talk it like now, they say, oh, look at Raiz, why can you talk like that? See, I talk to everybody talk around me, my friends, oh, why can you talk about that? See, it's our life, but we fear to talk about what we've been living in.
I think it's also because you get so comfortable in your conditioning. You get so comfortable in that it's even hard to question. Like, I guarantee you, a lot of people who are watching this episode, this video, have you sat down and questioned every single thing you've believed? Is it coming from you or is it coming from someone else? I'll give you an example, and we talked about this yesterday. I remember when the presidential election quite a few years ago, Donald Trump, when he was running for office, and you see a lot of his viral videos. He was going viral. Black people, you're so racist, this and this. So many communities saying he's racist. I ended up adopting, of course, yes, I had watched certain videos and I'll be like, I'd laugh. But I'll be like, yeah, he's racist. I never really took everything into consideration, what was happening, what he was saying, maybe also his supporters and the fans. But that all adopted my thinking. It all came from the media. It all came from other people saying that he was racist, and that's why I had adopted, oh, he's a bad person, he's a bad president. But you see the way things have conspired. I think Donald Trump, when I look back, he was actually a real one. He means what he says, and he says what he means.
So that's again another inferiority. Why do you care if the president of America or about? Who cares about if he's good, if he's racist? Who cares? You see, that is another things there. So that is always, we keep going to other people's. That's how always keep our inferiorities there. So that they show, look, this is America, you have to follow what they're happening to them. And you see, your life is not going to change. They have seen many presidents going up, nothing changed for you.
Nothing changed.
But we keep sitting down, talking about it, following up to discussing, we just waste our times, everything there, and that is the other problem. As we don't know how to sit down as Africans to take our own mind, to think what our problem is, what is the problem we should do to our people, and that's where it started from. It should start from this belief. This belief, I say, if they made us to completely who we are. Even that was sometimes you see back home, the government struggling to do things there. They struggle. We are going much better. We are improving. They do things there. But it takes long times. And it will take long times. You see, like a place, some in the village, people don't have running water. People don't have electricity, water. Of course, in the big cities, okay. But outside there, in the village there, why is that? Because we never go back and start thinking, we look our people, we do things there. See, when you travel here in Australia, you find everything is done. The system is done, everything there. You wonder, why? because they change, they look, everything's what they live where they want to improve, all those things there, and everywhere.
And we have so many resources back home.
Yes. So for me, what I'm saying is the churches and the mosques, they have changed our mind, and we're scared to go back. We're scared to discuss about it. See, other communities live and their life improved without believing what we are believing. See, us were only who want to go to heaven. There's no other community who think they got to go to heaven. No, only as Africans. We live in a condition which is not good, but always we are waiting to go to heaven. Why? There is no way a white person, he could have told us there's going to be a heaven, and then he tried to send us there. There's no way he's going to send us a good place. Why? He knows he's telling us to go to heaven because he knows there is no heaven.
So he's saying, don't worry, suffer now, but you'll go to heaven.
As Africans, we're still believing to go to heaven. We're still believing God is going to come things there. There is no other community believe what we keep saying every time is about God, God, God.
Yeah, but there's white...
What is the concept of God as African we are thinking? When you say you are God, as African, what do you think? Who is God? But what other community think who is God?
But there's white Christians, there's white Catholics, European Christians, European Catholics. On this path of life that I'm on right now, I'm always thinking about the future. I'm always thinking about my financial future. How can I make important moves now that are going to impact me when I'm older? This video is sponsored by Raiz. Every time you get an income, you can set weekly, monthly, daily investment goals. You can put aside money while you're growing and seeking the best future for yourself. For me, what I do is every week I have an amount and it puts the money into the stock market. It's all about compounded interest. The actions and the things that you do today are impacting your future. So for me to continually having that compounding interest of money being put away into the stock market, by the time I'm 30, 40, 50 years old, that amount is generational wealth. That is the power of compounded interest. It's always important to think about your future, always important to think about tomorrow and 20 to 30, 40 years from now. What Raiz has done with the Rabasha Family Podcast, they're going to give you $5 once you sign up with the Raiz app and you're approved. You can start your financial journey today. None of this is financial advice. Hit the link in the description, get $5 into your account once you're approved, and get started on your investment journey today.
Yes, but wherever the condition they live in their life is different.
What do you mean?
Yes. You see, when you look the way we talk about praying to God, they say, oh, everything's from God. For them, they don't do that. They go to do their own things, but they don't believe they go to heaven. And when you look even this Western country, the Christianity is dying. Churches, they are closing. Yes, we are not the same as they used to be. He said, go around church, yet they are closing the doors because they couldn't have people to go there. And that is why they know, even that's as we know, when even we look, we question those questions. Why in the hell somebody bring a photo? I say, this Jesus, this is the person, everybody we have to believe, this is the only way, this is going to make you to go to heaven. And he gives us to everybody's in the house. We have everybody's African parents. They have whatever they believe.
A photo of Jesus with white,
whatever believe they have it.
blue eyes,
Yes.
long hair, white man.
There is no other community who's going to have those things there. Other community, they have their own. They have the things there. See, that is judgmental. Yes. That's why you go to see the way they go to their temples, their everything. They are good passion about it because they know this has come from their own people. But as we took something else, and always it's not going to be good the way we've been thinking. And that's why we have fear to talk about it.
And I think it's also, when you're a people or you're an individual yourself and you don't know thyself, you don't know who you are, it's very hard to navigate in a world that's telling you who you are.
Yes, so, and again, I remember I did it in the Bible somewhere. Genesis, I think, 1:27. So God created the man his own image. See, he created a male and female his own image.
His own image, yeah.
So that means that what as God should be. Your image should be your God.
And that's what he's telling you.
Yes, that's what he's telling us. But no, somebody gives somebody else image. See, that is that complex we have. That is that inferiority complex we have. See, and that way you can find always back home everything somebody had to save us. Somebody will go to camp to save us. You know, when you are praying to God, you are just begging, oh God, give me this, give me this. But here, if it has other places, they don't do that. But they have everything they got.
And then it's like you're going to pray in lack. You're going to pray begging, expecting something external, something outside of yourself.
From heaven, from a place where you don't know.
To save you.
Mm.
You know, I think that's so true. Like, we're so, and I think it's really, you look at the world we live in now, you know, and I think it's just exemplified on a bigger level that we're always waiting for something outside of us, whether it's God even, or it's that material, that new car, that new house, all these external things outside to save us. But know thyself, you were made in the image of God.
So like now, when you look, when the COVID times, the whole other community, they could have their own vaccine. But Africa, we didn't have a vaccine for our own.
That was in the last episode.
They have to wait a gift from somewhere to give free vaccine. So that is God came to save us. See, in our mentality, our way to become God to us is the one who gives us everything. He saves us everything there. You see, that is, he built it. He built that supremacy in our everyday